Alright, everyone. Welcome to League of Legends. Yes, that's right. I am playing... We're not really playing League of Legends. I am kind of looking around a League of Legends game, following this guy right here, and his adventures playing kog'maw. And you see he started off with boots of speed and 3 health pots, as per what he's learning, and grabbed caustic spittle first in the first lane. Right.
Welcome to Summoner's
Turn the sound down. We don't want that interrupting us. Alright, so this is using some software called League Replays, and so I'm going to be doing, hopefully doing quite a few more of these in the weeks to come. So yeah, this kog'maw is my brother, and he's been playing a lot of kog'maw and Mordekaiser lately, so see a bit of him. This is going to be a series that I like to call Tips and Tricks from League of Legends. But it's also going to be doing a lot of how not to win as well. This will be split up into 2 parts. And so in a good amount of time, I'll probably split the clips up as we go and just fit them in where they go. It might be 3 parts. But yeah. And so I hope to not have to cut it off in the middle of a team fight. But yeah, this is some really cool software. Basically, I can play League of Legends, but I'm not actually playing the game. I'm just watching people play. Go ahead and check out Nocturne's jungling, so he will be doing that. And Nivea's sitting here guarding it, probably gonna leash. Didn't watch this game actually. And then Teemo and Blitzcranker bot. Issue with this, I can't see health bars. I can't see allied health bars or minion health bars. But minions have spawned, and there's the leash from Nivea. Epic leash, good job. And kog'maw runs in. This is a pretty good game. This is ranked, fairly low yellow. I believe I checked on it and it said this was a 1150 ELO game. So we have Cloudmite sitting up here, just going in, last hitting the minions, which is exactly as expected out of the range carry, out of any carry for that matter. Tops, you should always be trying to last hit. There's no sign of the enemy top. Oh, here he comes. Here's Mordekaiser. I was talking to my brother before the game. And my brother mains Mordekaiser, and so he was really upset that this guy stole Mordekaiser from him, and so he decided to play kog'maw and just shred his armor. At this point, Mord's trying to keep his shield up, which is fairly effective. I'm trying to move around a little more. As kog'maw has been lasting the minions a little bit longer. See, at level 2 he took Bioarcane Barrage, which increases kog'maw's range, and then Cosmic Spittle increases attack speed passively, and also the active does a projectile which does magic damage and reduces armor and magic resist, which is really effective against Mord, so this is a really good lane combination. I'll have him sit up here as this is a fairly boring lane as they continue to last hit, and I'll really gets used to kog'maw. We'll check out how Nivea is doing against Vayne. We'll check the creep score. Nocturne's at 13 creep score, Cloud at 7, and Nivea at 8. Severely outdoing, well, Vayne is pretty even, but everyone else is pretty terrible. I haven't seen Udyr yet, so you're unsure about that. Nocturne up there, getting his. We'll take bot out. kog'maw levels up again, takes another level in caustic spittle. Bot's having a hard time though. There's actually a glitch in here at some point where Morgana looks like she has 500 HP at level like 10. Oh, there's the bind from Morgana going in for the kill. Can't quite see how much HP Blitzcrank has. 378. He'll be okay. Here comes Teemo. Full health, 690, 661. Nocturne coming up for the gank top. A little late on the gank though, and Morgana grabs first blood. This was at this point, kog'maw wasn't really paying attention to Nocturne having pinged there, and also this was not entirely kog'maw's fault here, Cloud's fault. This Nocturne preemptively initiated on Mord. He should have waited for to let kog'maw allow Mord to push a little bit harder, so that Mord wouldn't have an escape route like he did. Now here, for a second there, mid was missing. Notice nobody called that. One of the big things you want to do in League of Legends, here's a good thing, pushing Mord back to the base, or back to his turret. But one thing you want to do is, besides last hitting the minions, is you want to try to call MIA whenever your lane, the person you're in the lane against disappears. When, especially when a jungler is headed in a direction, you also want to try to ping and let people know, hey, there's a jungler headed your way. As Udyr skipped out on middle lane and went down bot. For people who don't know, this is top lane here, mid, and bot. Pretty simple. Teemo got Morgana, so that's even the score of 1-1. Bot is warded here. Teemo is calling MIA here. Ooh, had some frame rate lag for a second there. Mord here has I'm not sure what skills he has, but he's got at least Siphon of Destruction, which is that skill there. It's a cone of damage, and also he absorbs a portion of the damage as a shield, which is that gray bar where his mana should be. And then he's also seems to have a Creeping Death, which is that metal storm that goes around an ally doing damage like a Sunfire Cape. And it actually is possible to get it up to do your Creeping Death will do as much damage as 6 Sunfire Capes if you build ability power. Now kog'maw here is he's last hitting. He's doing his best not to try to auto attack as much as he can, but in some cases he is missing the minion kills. The best part about what he's doing is Mordekaiser's nowhere to be found, which is kind of bad for you until here. There he shows up. You want to give it some time though. You do want to make sure that you wait before calling MIA, otherwise you'll be calling it every few seconds as your enemy runs back into the darkness, the fog of war. Now bot's not doing very well at this point. We'll head down there and check out the action. As you can see, Morgana and wow, I can't remember what his name is, and Ezreal are sitting down here, mostly full. Ezreal's pretty damaged, but mostly full health. And while the bot laners Blitzcrank and Teemo are nowhere to be found, the tower is at mostly full HP. But it's going to take quite a lot of damage here, as the minions won't be able to fend off 2 champions by themselves. Now, Nocturne came up for another gank, and we missed that, so that won't be in the recording. But it looks like that gank failed as well, as Mordekaiser's still sitting there with most of his health. Now, Mordekaiser is like one of the champions that he doesn't use mana. He uses his own HP to power his skills, and so as you can see, that's one of the big reasons why his HP is going down so much, even when kog'maw's not and the minions aren't attacking him. Now, kog'maw here, he's got his Void Ooze, which you saw a minute ago, where he shot the ball of ooze out, which creates a line, which is and if an enemy champion or minion stands in it, it slows them down, and also does damage to all, and it penetrates enemies, so it goes through them, doesn't just stop at one. And he's also got his ultimate now, which is Living Artillery, which allows kog'maw to fire basically an artillery shell at a great distance, doing magic damage, and that actually specs. There's a Void Ooze now. Actually, gains power from ability power. Ability power and attack damage, so it can do a lot of damage. And it also does 150% bonus damage to champions, so it does even more if you hit a champion with it. Now the issue, and it has a 1.92 second cooldown, so you can just basically spam it. The issue is that it does 40 additional mana, up to 200 mana max every time you cast it. So we'll see what goes on here. 2-3 now. Let's see. Teemo and Nocturne both have a kill. But Morgana, Ezreal, and Vayne all have a kill, so watch out for that. And now, notice Vayne is missing mid, and the lane's been taken over by Udyr, and so Anivia still has their hands full. Anivia is full health, but is going back due to a lack of mana, it looks like. And there goes Teemo taking down Ezreal. kog'maw going in, just continuing to harass more with his auto attacks. Especially with his Bioarcane Barrage, which does ends up doing increases kog'maw's range. I didn't get to that earlier. Bioarcane Barrage increases kog'maw's range, and it also does 4% of a target's maximum health, and it lasts for 8 seconds. Now he was told just that yellow ping you saw is basically telling kog'maw to fall back. If you're not clicking directly on a champion, that just tells everyone to fall back. Now Mordecai, as you can see, is still trying to push back the minion waves. He's doing actually a really good job. The one thing kog'maw's doing really well is he's keeping the lane. It's never pushed too far forward. It's either here, unless Mordekaiser is gone and all the action's happening in here where he can't get to, and he doesn't have a chance to get attacked, or it's back right here in front of his tower, but not directly under the tower, so he can still get the last hits. 9 minutes in the game now, going quite well. And at this point, the game's going to start to kind of heat up. At this point, we're starting to pull out of the laning phase. Everyone's starting to kind of roam around a bit more, and there's going to be a lot more team fights happening. Now, kog'maw, I believe, will continue to farm up here until about level 11 or so. And you can notice he's already out-leveling Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser's had to go back several times and has missed a lot of last hits. In comparison, kog'maw has 52 last hits, even outdoing his mid. And their mid, while Mordekaiser only has 34. He's doing really badly when it comes to last hits. He's missing out on some minion kills here. But he'll be fine because he's so far out playing this Mordekaiser that there's no way he's going to fall behind at this rate. Now, Mordekaiser late game will have enough ability power and damage to be able to wipe out full minion waves with 1 or 2 spell casts. kog'maw getting aggressive here, pushing more back, keeping him away from the creeps. And so he's for the most part, he's not doing too much damage to the creeps because he knows that if he can get them to kill his own minions, Mordekaiser won't get any experience and won't get any gold. Now here, he's got another creep wave coming, so we figured he'll push a little bit as Mordekaiser's missing. Down here, Teemo and Nocturne are jumping in on Udyr, who is getting away. Morgana teleports into a ward that apparently is here, and we got a small team fight happening near the dragon. Although it looks like it's going to clear up a bit. Yeah, as both teams realize it's not worth it. Now Mordekaiser's still missing. kog'maw here calling him IA. And I believe it's, I don't remember exactly what it is. I believe it's SS if you play on the European servers. But I don't hold me to that. And kog'maw goes in, fires his living artillery on Mord, who doesn't expect it. Gets out with 75 HP, almost gets killed by the tower, but manages to get out of there without getting finished off for his first kill of the game. Now his minions are still here pushing the tower, but they're not actually doing any damage to it, so the lane will be kept well even while he has to go back. And so at this point, he buys a Malady and finishes up Berserker's Greaves. He hasn't been back this whole time. And up comes his next minion wave as he heads back out. Now, a lot of enemies are missing at this point. Vayne is missing, although she appears right here. Udyr is missing. Morgana is missing, although Morgana might be dead. Morgana is missing, and Mordekaiser is missing, which is really dangerous as if they all went back to base, a lot of them can come up and just kind of go in and do whatever they really want to. This is my brother getting mad at Leland Mordekaiser for playing his champion. So not too much going on at this point. Him back up here farming. What Berserker Greaves do is they give you 25% attack speed. For people who don't know, and this is 50% attack speed and 25 ability power. The screen goes dark, Nocturne pops his ultimate, which gives the entire enemy team blindness. At this point, he should have bought a ward. Wards will save your life many times, especially in a ranked game. And he gets ganked by Udyr from behind. Good warding spots for this area. You want to ward this tri-bush right here. You also want to ward this little section here. Is also a very good spot to ward, and then this grass. And those are the 3 spots around your area you want to get warded as fast as possible. Starting just before this point in the game, so you make sure you don't get ganked. If you're getting pushed back to your tower quite a bit, it may be worth it to also get a ward in this grass, as you can get ganked from behind as well. But that's not very likely, considering that most enemy teams don't want to risk the damage from towers, unless you've got a really, really tanky jungler. At this point, kog'maw is 2 levels above Mord, and so that Mord's falling pretty far behind. He's only got half HP, and so Mord could probably take him at this point, especially with the shield. So he's going to have to be careful there. But with the amount of skills and the amount of damage kog'maw does, it is very likely that Mord is too afraid to get on him. Now 190 gold just went up there. Notice down here, Nocturne has taken the dragon. Looks like bot's getting geared up to gank Morgana, but we're not so sure about that. Let's check out mid. Anivia has Vayne pushed